So the topic we are going to discuss today is related with main electricity, or you can just simply say that the wiring of electricity in our houses or the main supply. So today we are going to discuss about the AC supply, right? Previously we discussed
Yes,
about only the DC, right? The battery, the cell, potential difference, EMF. So those are the topic which is related with the direct current, which is known as DC, right? So today we
yes,
will discuss about the AC or the main supply, right? So this main electricity links with the AC current, or you can just simply say the AC, right?
yes,
And the normal supply of voltage in our houses, the average value is equals to 230 volts, right? This is the average value of voltage that supplies in our houses in our main electricity, right?
yes,
So today we are going to discuss about this one, right? And we also discuss about the safety
yes.
wires and the safety precautions, safety components which are connected in our wires, in our 3-pin plugs or in our circuits, right? Okay.
Yes,
So first we discuss about the 3-pin connection, because in 2-pin connection we know that there is a positive terminal, there is a negative terminal in DC. And after discussing about the 3-pin connection, we will discuss about what is the difference between 2-pin and 3-pin connection, right?
yes,
So let's suppose if we take the example of a 3-pin socket, so the diagram of 3-pin socket will be like this. Two points are in the bottom and one is in the middle, right?
yes,
This is the combination, or you can say that this is the structure of the 3-pin connector or the 3-pin socket, right? Now let's talk
yes,
about the wires which are connected in this 3-pin connection, that why we use 3-pin connection, what is the logic behind using 3-pin connection rather than 2-pin connection, what is the advantage of using 3-pin connection. So this is our main topic, right?
yes,
So if we talk about the right hand side of this plug, and in 3-pin plug you can see that you can't plug in the socket in the reverse order, right? Because there is a specific orientation of 3-pin connection, one vertical, two horizontal, right? And in 2-pin connector
yes,
or in 2-pin switch we can either fix it in a normal form or in inverted form, right? There will be no problem. But in 3-pin plug there is an issue that you need to fix in the same orientation, right?
yes,
Okay. So the right hand side basically gives you the wire which is known as live wire. Okay.
yes,
And the top one is known as the earth wire. Earth wire is normally connected on the top of 3-pin plug. And on left hand side there is another wire which is known as neutral wire, right?
yes,
So this is the combination of wires, right, in 3-pin connections. Now let's see what is the structure of 3-pin socket, because this is the diagram for the 3-pin socket. Now if we talk about the 3-pin plug, so in 3-pin plug there are different wires, you already know the names of them, the live wire, neutral wire, earth wire. Before starting discussing their uses of these wires, let's first see the structure. Structure will be like this, that one connection is over here right?
Yes.
One connection is on the left hand side and the final connection will be on right hand side. But on right hand side, there is a different structure, and this is the structure of right hand side of the wire, right?
Yes.
And if you manually fix any socket or any 3-pin plug by yourself, or if you just observe the diagram or the pattern of the plug, so the pattern of the plug will be like this, that one connection is on the top, one connection is on the left, one connection is on the right. Okay. But there is an other slot which is empty over here. And what is the use of this slot? So the use of this slot will be that there will be a safety component connected over here, and that safety component is known as the fuse, right?
Yes.
I hope you know about this component, or you know about the name of this component, right?
Yeah, I've heard it.
Yes. So wires will be connected like this. Live wire is connected on right hand side, and the earth wire is connected in the middle, and the third one is connected over here, right?
Yes.
So this one is live, this one is the earth wire, and the third one is known as neutral wire, right?
Yes.
Now let's talk about the function. So this is the complete structure of the socket or the plug of 3-pin, and there is an insulation. So these three wires are packed in an insulated cover with which is made up of plastic or rubber, right?
Yes.
These three wires are perfectly insulated, and these three wires are individually insulated also, right?
Yes. With a
It means
rubber,
there is,
something like
yes,
that.
it means there are double insulation, right?
Yes.
Because if we don't insulate them individually, they will interact with each other and there will be no use of 3-pin plug or different connections, right? All three wires become a single wire, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if we talk about their uses, so uses will be like this. If we talk about first live wire, and if you remember in DC, current will start flow from the positive side to the negative side, right?
Yes.
But in this, there is no positive and negative side because there is no battery, there is no cell or any DC supply connected in the circuit. So there will be different orientation of the circuit and different orientation of the current, flow of current, right? So current
Yes.
basically starts flowing from the live wire. That's why it is called live wire, because charges will start flowing from the live wire. Okay.
Okay.
So charge or current will flow from live wire. Okay. This is the main wire. Current or charge will flow from the live wire.
Okay.
So this will act like a positive terminal in DC, right?
Yes.
And if we talk about the second wire, which is the neutral, so the purpose of neutral wire, so same current will flow from the neutral wire, right? Once the current starts
Yes.
flowing from the live wire, the same amount of current will flow from the neutral wire, right? or you can say
Yes.
that this neutral wire is used to complete the circuit, right?
Yes. So what's the difference between neutral wire and live wire?
Live wire is the origin of AC current in the circuit, right? Because current will start from the live wire, but you need the second end also, because charge will flow from one end, and to complete the circuit you need an other end of the other side of the circuit. So current will easily flow from one terminal to the other, so circuit will be completed, right? Otherwise it will just flow in one direction and circuit will remain incomplete, right?
Yes.
So the main purpose of neutral wire, that it is used to complete the circuit, right?
Yes.
So that is the main function of neutral wire, to complete the circuit. Just like the negative terminal, that current will flow from positive to negative in DC, right?
Yeah. So like which one is positive in live wire or the neutral?
Actually, if you remember in AC, we discussed that current will flow forward and backward, right? So there is no
Yes.
concept of positive and negative, because current will flow in both directions, right? Alternatively.
Okay.
So there will be no positive, no negative. That's why I didn't written any positive or negative sign in the whole diagram or anywhere in this diagram, right?
Mm.
And the purpose of earth wire, because live and neutral both completes the circuit. So what is the purpose of earth wire over there, right? If you
Yes.
experience in your life that if you use 3-pin plug charger, right? Let's
Yes.
suppose in the room or in the building where we are going to connect that 3-pin plug charger of laptop or anything. Let's suppose if there is no 3-pin socket in the room or in the building, right?
Mm.
So if you observe or if you try that, we will break the top pin of the 3-pin wire, this one, and we just fix these two live and neutral wire in the circuit, because 2-pin plug is available everywhere, but 3-pin is not available everywhere, right? So if there is a 3-pin
Yes.
socket, so you are easily, or you can use that plug or socket by breaking the top terminal, or you can say that the top middle of the wire. So it will function normal, because there is only disconnected earth wire from the socket, right? Other live and neutral wire are still there, but we just only break the knob of that earth wire, so we can use that 3-pin plug into 2-pin plug, right? Because now there is no third terminal over there, right?
Yes.
So the main purpose of earth wire is to provide safety, right?
Mm.
Is the
Okay.
kind of a safety wire, because if there will be any extra charge or there will be a high voltage or high power over there, so some charges will diffuse through the earth wire, because you know the process of earthing we discussed in the chapter of electrostatics also. There is also a concept of earthing, that electrons will ground through the earth wire, right?
Yes.
So earth wire is basically type of safety wire or safety component in 3-pin plug.
It's an equipment for safety.
Yes, it's just used for safety. There is no use of earth wire in the purpose of completing the circuit, right?
Yes.
So the main purpose of earth wire is to diffuse charges, or to neutralize the charges or the electrons to the ground, right?
Yes.
And one component is remaining in this diagram, that is known as fuse, right? So what is the
Y-
purpose of fuse?
It's it provides energy.
Okay, so the main purpose of fuse, it also used to provide the safety, right? It is a safety component in a 3-pin plug or any device. It is a safety component, and if you just observe the working of the fuse. So let's see the real picture of fuse. Then we will discuss that how we can use fuse in our circuits. First, we observe the diagram of fuse, that how actually fuse like.
How is a fuse safety component when it like transfers electricity from it?
Yes, I will showing the real picture of fuse over here. Okay, you can see that this is the real picture of the fuse, right?
Yes,
And you can see that there is nothing special in the fuse, just there is a thin wire in a center, right?
yes,
And the outer wall is made up of a glass, right?
yes.
And this is the conducting material, or a metal you can say,
Conductors.
because we need to connect into the electrical circuits. So that's why this should be made up of conducting material, right? Mostly it is made up of
Yes,
metal, right? And on the
yes,
top you can see that there is a value of current written over here,
yes. It's 5 ampere.
5 ampere. So what is the meaning of this 5 ampere?
It can only transfer 5 ampere.
Yes, it means that the range, or you can say that the range of electric current in the circuit is less than 5 ampere, right? If there will be a
Yes,
high voltage or high power is going to supply into the circuit which is greater than 5 ampere, right? So this
yes,
wire actually melts up, right? Because this is a thin wire and it can only bear the current of 5 ampere. So if current will be greater than 5 ampere, so the wire will melt and it will break the circuit, right?
yes,
So that's why it will act like a safety component in the 3-pin socket or 3-pin plug. So that's why we use fuse in devices or in 3-pin sockets, right?
yes,
So that is the main function or the only purpose of using fuse, just for the safety, right? Because there is a very high voltage and many expensive appliances connected over there. So for safety reasons, we connect earth wire and a fuse, right?
yes,
Because safety is more important, because appliances are expensive and there will be a short circuit in the wire that will also affect the whole wiring of the house or any building. So that's why we need to assure the safety precautions first. So if we write about the fuse, so we can write like this. It is a safety component.
in a circuit.
Yes. And second important point,
It has a range, it has a limit.
yes, it is also have a limit of current. And more important, it is connected with a live wire, right? Because there is a reason of connecting fuse in a live wire, because current will start flowing from the live wire. So if there will be high voltage or high power, so current will first flow from the live wire. And if there is a high value of electric current or high voltage over there, so it will break the circuit from the main, right? If you connect
Yes,
fuse with neutral wire, so current will flow from the whole circuit, then this fuse will melt. So there will be no use of fuse connecting in neutral wire, right?
yes,
So that's why we connect fuse in a live wire. And the third important thing, the range. Fuse is available in different current range, and those range are normally 3 ampere, 5 ampere, 15
we can
ampere.
be anything.
Yes, there are multiple range of fuses are there depending upon the devices we are using in our houses or in our buildings. So there will be a round of value of current in ampere written over the fuse. So we can use the fuse according to the range of the current in the appliance. Let's suppose if the maximum range of current in any appliance is equal to 4.5, 4.6 ampere. So you need to connect 5 ampere fuse, right? Let's suppose if you connect
Yes.
15 ampere range fuse in that device, so it means that the device which is operating on 4.5 ampere current, so if current will increase to 10 or 11 ampere, so fuse will not melt because the range of the fuse is 15 ampere. So you need to pick the correct fuse according to the given value of the circuit, right?
Yes.
And how you come to know the exact range of the fuse?
By looking at,
Okay, but how we come to know that which fuse is suitable for our device?
by testing the by testing the component or anything.
Okay, if you remember the formula of power, so what is the formula of power? P is equals to
It's
V times I, right?
yes, divide by R, I think.
That is another formula if we want to write in the terms of resistance, right? But we are not interested in writing the resistance at that moment. So let's suppose if you saw your charger or any device, so there will be a value of power and voltage written on your devices or chargers, right?
Yes.
So you
What's
can
the unit of power?
watt, W,
Okay.
right? So that is the value of or the SI unit of power. Let's suppose if I give you the example of a laptop charger, that on my charger there is a value of power which is given as 90 watt and the value of voltage is given as 20 volt, right? So now I come to know that
Yes.
I just simply divide these quantities, 90 divided by 20, it will give you the value of 4.5, right?
Yes.
So it means that the current of 4.5 ampere should pass through the charger, right?
Yes.
And what is the suitable range of fuse that we need to connect in the charger?
5 ampere.
5 ampere. So we need to connect the fuse of 5 ampere because that is the closest value to 4.5, right?
Yes.
Okay. So
Is,
this is the
is
logic.
there fuse inside the circuit?
Yes, fuse are also connected in the circuits. If they are not connected in the 3 pin, or let's suppose if device says no 3 pin plug connection, so we can connect fuse into the internal circuit, right?
Yes.
Because if there is a 2 pin plug, so you can also use the fuse in 2 pin plug, right? Not necessary that fuse will always use in a 3 pin, but in our syllabus there is a topic of 3 pin, so that's why we discuss about the 3, right?
Yes.
Any confusion?
Yeah, but there is one question, yeah. How do you convert from watts to volts or from volts to ampere?
Actually the value of watt and volts is mentioned on the device,
So
right?
like if we want to convert a value from ampere to watts, so what should we
So
do?
if you want to convert the value, so actually these three are different quantities, right? You can
Yes.
find unknown quantity with the help of this formula, but we cannot convert power into electric current because both are different quantities. The concept of both quantities are different, right?
Yes.
So that's why we can calculate unknown value, but there is no method or no concept of converting current into power or converting voltage into current, right?
Yes.
So that is the concept. Any
Okay,
other question?
thanks. No.
Okay, so this is the complete circuit of 3 pin plug and the use of fuse in the circuit, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that is the purpose of using fuse and the earth wire in the circuit. Now let's try to solve questions related to this topic because this is the last topic of this practical electricity, right?
Yes.
So